Howdy, I'm a graduate student here at A&M. I'm from a really small town in India. I came here in the fall of 2016 to go to grad school here, and I just had one aim in my mind: just get a good, finish a grad degree, get a good job, make lots of money. I came in with 3 chicken bags. I wanted to fill it all up with money before going back to India. That was all it, my goal, and I would do whatever it takes because I fought really hard coming up. So all was like fighting, pushing each other's, doesn't matter. But I wanted to be successful in life, make lots of money. That's what I thought was happiness in life. And I come here, and my first interaction here with people was from the giveaways here at the BSM and at Grace. So basically, I was at the International Student Service just trying to check in, and I found a flyer, and I didn't believe in it at all that somebody would give free furnitures and all the things for free. I was like, there's something to it. Like, I'm not gonna go. Like, they're gonna ask me money later, or like they're gonna put some hearing devices or something and then listen to like bug my house. That's what I really thought. So I come here and stand in line. The first thing which surprised me was like people coming and talking to you. They wanna listen to you. They wanna like know about you. I was like thrown off with that. Like, I was like, I've always been in this cycle where like I'm not the lowest in India. Like, the caste system is really big. I'm not the lowest or the highest, but I would not talk. Like, there is a lot of inequality. For me to come here and see everybody is treated equally kind of changed my mind. I got all the furnitures, went home that week, and then I checked them all just to make sure there's no devices hidden or anything. It was all like legit ones. Nothing was bad. I still have them actually. So that was week 1, and then week 2, week 3, I kind of like was walking around campus doing all the things, but that's when like a big shocking news came to me. One of my close friends committed suicide. Like, I grew up with him like from childhood, so it was a big shock. I still don't know like why he really did it, but he did. Like, that was like my first stopping point of like, oh, what's happening? Like, what if you lose someone? Till that point, I've never really lost someone in my life that close, so that was like a big, I would say like a question mark point in my life. And then after that, a month after, right after that, my grandmother passed away. That was like, I also grew up with my grandmother. Like, I spent more time with my grandmother than my mother because my mother had to take care of my brother who was really close to me. So I was more like my grandmother's boy than my mom's boy. So that was a big deal. I just wanted to leave everything from here, go back home. That was only running in my head. But I've invested a lot of money to come here. Banks, like loans and all the things scared me. My father's health, and I didn't want him to put him down, so I was trying to hold myself strong outside, but inside I was just crying. Like, it was just like all like I didn't know where to go. Like, I would just lock myself in the room and just like cry. That's all I could do. But I met at that point I had met a lot of students from the BSM and a family here. Like, from the BSM I met were really nice. They welcomed me into their homes, like fed me, spoke to me, asked me why I'm sad. That's why I was able to open up and like say like, hey, this is what's happening in my life. And they were like, yeah, here I am. You can come hug me. Like, we can get this together. It's not like only you go through this. Like, we all have like problems, and how we face it is important. And the solution they gave me was like, this is all like who we like go to when we have trouble. Do you know anything about him? I'm like, who's that guy? They were like, Jesus. I was like, sure. I've not heard much about him. All I know about him from India is like negative impressions of like people, like all negative impressions. It's like you don't want to be one of them. So, but I was there since they were all nice to me and I trusted them. I kind of like started reading Bible with them, started going to church. And it became a habit at one point that I want to go to church on every Sunday, because I initially thought Bible was just like an old book with old stories. Somebody made it up because that's how it is. And for like most of things in India, it's like stories people passed on. That's what I thought. But when I went there, I was like, no, this is like real life stuff. Like, you can like still apply this to your life. That's all. At that point, I just saw Bible as like my advice book. You have a problem, you go there, you get a solution every Sunday. So this was my fall and like the starting of the spring semester, and then that's when it really came out and started talking to people. I'm like a complete introvert. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, my life, I get these things done, that's all I need. Then I came out, started talking to a lot of people, asked a lot of questions, started reading Bible myself, and then still I was like, okay, this book is good of advices, but what is it gonna do to me other than that? That's when somebody told me like, what prayer means. And then I kind of tweaked the prayer because I'm a grad student. I'm supposed to do experiments, right? I kept test to God. Like I fixed something. I was like, God, like if you're true, do this to me. He'll do. And then if you're true, do this to me. If it's not bad, like if it's good, he'll do it to me. It was like front and back with those things for a semester. That's when I'm like, I know all these things are happening to me. Like it could just be coincidence. Like there's something going on around me. I just can't feel it. Like more often it's like I know it's true, but I don't want to accept it. Like that was my biggest struggle going in. And then during that summer, my first year here in the summer, I had a lot of free time. So I was like, these are the questions I have, like these are honest questions. I wrote it down like in a paper. I was like is Bible really true? Why are evil things happening in this world? And like what's with science and God? Like I'm a grad student in like biology. I do a lot of fancy things. Like what's up? Like we all like go against God and whenever we find something. So I wrote these things down and I started talking to people like Joel at the BSM, a lot of BSM interns at that point, like a lot of beautiful conversations on trips and everywhere. I had a lot of questions, trust me, I talk a lot. If I know somebody, I'll ask them a lot of questions. So, and then I still remember, till at that point, nobody told me really anything about Breakaway. And then that fall semester, I was invited to go to Breakaway. I'm like, when I went there, I was so amazed by the number of students, because to be really honest, still at that point I was still thinking like, Christianity is more like for dumb people. Like it's like people who don't like, once you go there and see the amount of students who are involved like with God, that really kind of changed my perspective and wanted to learn more. And then like guess what, like they had a series right then and there which answered all my questions one after the other. They even in between included like a special series for suicide. That point I was like, God, I know you're doing this for me. Like you've put this set, you've got these many people just for me right there. Like that's when I'm like, I get it. Like I know there's a powerful God, but even after that, one thing which was always like with me was like, I don't want to accept that I'm a sinner. Like I get all these things, like you ask God, he gives it to you, but I don't want to be a sinner. Until I started my Bible study with the BSM, and one night they had like a prayer night where there was like a sin station. When I walked in and saw all like they had different types of sin. The moment I walked in, I could associate myself with every single thing there. Like the only problem was I was doing all these things, but I didn't know it was labeled as a sin. Just that's it. Like I thought they were like good things to do, like because I was doing it for my betterment. Like so I thought that was good. That was the day when I gave myself to Christ. But I don't want to tell this to anyone because I'm like I understand, okay, it's gonna be between me and God, that's it, you know, like I got him, he got me, he loves me, I love him, that's it. Like I thought that was the end point, but I didn't know, like after 3 years now, that's like the starting point. Like, and then with a guy who I met at the BSM, I did like a crash course of like what each things meant, like repent and believe, like what is baptism. And I was still like so much against baptism because I always thought like that's a ritual, but God slowly like showed me that like that is one other like important thing to like tell others, and like how others are gonna impact me in my life after that. So I got baptized on Feb 11th 2018, and then from there it's been like a beautiful journey filled with, I've lived a life for all my 23 years at that point not thinking about anything. Now it's always like the Holy Spirit lives within you. Now you're answerable to things each and every like moment. Like I mean, it's not like I'm perfect, I still do wrong things, but I know there is a God who's hold me accountable, who'll teach me things. And those from that point till now, like it's been like a great, amazing, like a love relationship between me and God. It's like I love him a lot. Like I ask him things, like he'll do some things, he'll not do, like a lot of learning from there. Like just personally, like for me to read Bible even with others, just to hear others' perspective of what they think, and all the, like since I'm still here in College Station, still around the BSM, just to every time I hear someone's testimony, like that kind of encouraged me more towards like how to share. Like it's like I have the joy and I want to give it to others. That kind of slowly got me towards like, okay, I think there's this more and more like, we started now, like now you gotta go tell people too. So I think BSM had a couple of times where they taught like us how to like talk to people, but just being here, just in a college town with like a lot of believers around you, just encourages you a lot. That's why I'm still here, still in grad school, trying to learn science and also trying to learn like how, like what's God teaching and how to tell that to others. And that's where I'm now, like 3 years into my relationship with God. When people ask me like what made you, like, or how God kind of showed you, for me the biggest thing was like the people. Just to come here and see like so much people pouring into you, like selflessly, like loving you, praying for you, like helping you. I've had a friend who has given me like ride to the grocery store every single Sunday, like without doing anything. Now I try to do it. It kind of frustrates me at times because I have so many things going on, but just to think like how much time people have like spent on like me, like just loving me, kind of still amazes me. I always tell people that God chased me down here. Like I never thought I'd come here to A&M and do my grad school, but I ended up coming here. I never thought I'd be a Christian. I am. I never thought I would share the gospel to someone. Here I am. Like, if y'all question anything about God, like he'll answer. Like he's got it. He's more powerful than anything else or anybody else.
Thank you so much for watching our Behold video series. We are so excited to see how God uses these videos to glorify His kingdom. So if you have a story, or if you know other people who have a story, please feel free to contact me at this email address, because we would love to hear how God has changed your life.